Hey everyone, welcome to our yearly film series. This is our bonus segment exclusive to YouTube. It's been a minute since our last one. Today we'll be covering 2022. Um, this is something we've been doing each year since 1980. Actually, we started it in 2020. It'd be pretty crazy if we started it before we were born. But
I was gonna say, I was like, man, that's impressive.
I think we started in 2020 or 2021. And each year we would cover our favorite films, or not our favorite films, but a film we had something to talk about that we didn't cover too in depth on the podcast in general. So we did that from the years 1980 to 2021. Um, Once we got to 2022, we kept pushing it off for time, and it was kind of like Jimmy Kimmel pushing Matt Damon for
Yeah, sorry, Matt
time.
Damon.
Yeah, sorry, Matt Damon. We ran out of time. Where every single week it would just get moved to the next outline for. We'll do it after the next episode. Um, but it's time we finally get on with the show and talk about 2022. Naturally, if you've been paying attention to the podcast at all since our episode in September where we discussed Corey's passing last summer. He's not here. In his absence, we have his fiancée, Kate. So welcome, Kate. She'll be doing the next three installments. So we will cover 2022, 2023, and 2024 individually because Corey was a part of all those years. He saw all the shit ton of movies in 2022, 2023, and the majority of 2024. So we're going to resume with 2022, where we actually did have Corey's pick. And again, this was just an example of us pushing something back that we could have talked about. We should have done back in the beginning of 2023, but here we are. Doug, anything that I missed before we get into going over the picks?
No, I think that was perfect.
Since we've
Yeah,
done this. So, all right.
yeah, definitely. It's been a long time, but glad we're finally getting to it.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. So what we'll do is we'll start with Corey's pick, then we'll do Doug's, then we'll do mine, and then per tradition, um, to anyone who has seen the yearly film series, Kate will go kind of on a tangent of movies that she enjoyed in that year. A lot of which we probably will never have seen. A bunch Corey would have hated or did hate.
You
Um,
should all watch them. They are superior films.
we have a
We will
different
not
view.
do that.
We have a very different viewpoint than usual on these next three segments, but that's what is going to be fun about them. Um, so let's start with Corey's pick, which is always a peculiar one. So it's Bullet Train. Uh, did all three of us see this?
Yes.
I saw like the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and wasn't for me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, he loved this movie. We probably watched it at least 3 or 4 times
See, I did not know
together.
of Corey's love of Bullet Train. Like I remember seeing it in theaters with him, but I did not know he had this massive Bullet Train love.
It was
So
just,
you
it's
could
such a
speak to
fun
it.
movie. He'd be like in a funk or something, and he'd be like, "What do you want to watch?" And, it wasn't Pride or Prejudice or Harry Potter. So, something fun. So, Bullet Train was a good favorite for
So
us.
it seemed to be a lot of Brad Pitt movies that would get him
Yes.
out. That would get him out of his funk.
Yeah.
Because we've discussed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood being one of those movies that would get
One of
him
his favorites.
out of the funk. So Bullet Train is another one.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, for those of you who have not seen Bullet Train, honestly, I need to like double back on it, and because I don't remember it completely. But it's from the co-director of John Wick, so obviously it's an action film. Stars Brad Pitt, Joey King, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Brian Tyree Henry, Bad Bunny, Michael Shannon, Sandra Bullock. Big cast. But it has to deal with what is it? A bunch of assassins on a bullet
On
Bullet Train.
train in
like a
Japan.
super fast train trying to live, trying to
Then
survive it.
they're trying to get money or something, right? Isn't that like
Yeah,
the
so they're all after the same
briefcase of money?
case.
They're after a briefcase of money,
Yeah.
and that's essentially the movie. Is them fighting for the briefcase and trying not to die.
Yeah.
And whoever makes it out with it wins. But yeah, I remember the movie being like an enjoyable action movie, but not too much more. It did have some absolutely atrocious CGI at the end scene after, like once they're off the train.
Oh
Where
yeah, when the
Whoa,
city
they get off the train?
collapses.
I know it's like Speed. They eventually get off the bus. Spoiler alert for 2 movies. But yeah, I remember being like, that is some of the worst CG I've ever seen in my life. And
It only
maybe
got 53 tomatoes.
I'll chalk it up to the strike, or to not the strikes, but COVID. You got 50, it's on 53 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
All
Sounds
right.
about right.
So not a beloved film. I would
I
say it's
liked
a
it.
rather forgettable film. But it's like dumb fun.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you get from audiences? I'm sure it's a much higher.
Um
76 from audiences. So yeah, solid 23 points higher. But yeah, Bullet Train. Don't have too much else to say. I wonder what Corey would have had to say about it. Um, would he want Aaron Taylor Johnson to be the next James Bond? Since that
no.
conversation came up a lot around the time of Bullet Train.
No, I don't think so. I don't know who he exactly wanted it to be.
Okay.
So I think
I
it should have
mean,
been Charles Minor, but
Well, it still can be Idris Elba. Nobody knows. I mean, we should find out sometime soon. But all right.
he he did text us
Oh yes,
about
got receipts.
about about Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's the one that first reported it to us, and he said it made sense and it's a good choice.
Oh,
nice.
He also kept seeing Henry Cavill as the next Wolverine, which kind of came
which
true.
it happened to a degree. Yeah, the Cavill Vereen or whatever he was
Yeah,
called.
the Wolverine.
And since you bring up receipts, let's see if there are any bullet train text messages other than you going on a bullet
Talking
train.
about being on a bullet train.
Yeah,
And also there's me texting you that like I should probably watch Bullet Train before we do this, which I obviously didn't do.
I did text about Bullet Train. I said, "Oh yeah," and Bullet Train had some of the worst CGI I've ever seen in a big budget movie, or otherwise. The reliance on
Well,
CGI to do set pieces that just end up looking like shit has gotten out of control. And to which Corey said, "Yeah, I agree. I tried to ignore it, but there were some real bad moments. Practical effects are so much better, but more expensive."
well, it
Uh,
seems like you've stayed pretty consistent about the CGI.
yeah, no, the conversation continued. Might as well continue letting the conversation continue, since we do have more input from Corey about the movie. Um, I said, yeah, I typically try to as well to ignore bad special effects. It was beyond bad in the climax. And to which Corey said that was bad. A lot of the sword or knife kills look terrible. And yeah, overall, Corey said he really liked it personally. It was a lot of fun, but not anything groundbreaking. Surprisingly good plot, funny, good action, minus the CGI. And I said I enjoyed it way more than I expected I would. So yeah, Doug, you had not seen it and just asked if we would recommend it. You had tickets, but you still hadn't seen Nope, so you could always see that instead. I'm guessing. Did you see either of them?
I saw Nope, but I saw it at home.
So you just skipped the movies.
Yeah,
Um, I
sounds
did.
right.
I did say your wife wouldn't like Nope at all. It has one of the worst animal scenes I've ever seen in a film.
Yeah.
Um, okay, yeah, okay, good to know. Guess I'm paying $20 when it hits premium VOD. All right,
And I
see,
did.
text messages always the search function. It's great.
Yeah, a little time capsule.
Yeah. All right, Bullet Train. Let's talk about Pearl, which was Doug's pick, and another one of Corey's favorites,
Mm-hmm.
and one of mine as well.
Yeah, so this one's the my favorite of the X series. Is that what it's called, or X?
I
I think
guess
it's
we'd
the
call it
X
the X
series.
trilogy.
The X trilogy. Okay, yeah, it's my favorite of the three by far. Um, thought Maxine was meh, it's okay, but Pearl was just like a really fun throwback feeling movie. Um, Probably one of the first times I've seen our new Superman, David Cornsweet, in a role. I thought he did a really great job, um, and it was just a movie I enjoyed. I probably knew a lot more, or this was probably a lot fresher in my head when I put this on the list.
It was definitely more fresh in 2023 when you put this on the list.
But I do remember enjoying it quite a bit, and like I said, it's definitely my favorite of the three. Um, it gave me high hopes for Maxine, and then I found Maxine to be kind of just a little bit of a letdown. But yeah, this one was a fun origin slasher throwback movie.
It had some funny stuff in it too.
Yeah, it definitely didn't
Mia
take
Goth's
itself too seriously,
performance is so over the top that it's funny.
but
He
it's
was
good.
so good though.
Oh,
It's not too over the top.
It's an
It's
incredible
exactly the right.
performance.
It's the right amount of over the top
Like
where
she
it
should have
doesn't.
been nominated for an Academy Award. Like,
The perfect level of crazy. That monologue at the end. Like, how do you do that in such character? I thought it was great. I love that movie.
Yeah, and the facial expression, like just like the smiles and stuff, but they were like menacing,
Yeah.
yeah,
like looking happy but menacing. It's a talent.
yeah, she had like three show-stopping scenes, which people would kill to have like be their best scene of their like career. And she had like three of them just in this one movie alone. So yes, I would totally agree. This is the best of the trilogy. It's a cool surprise the fact that it even came out in 2022, considering we didn't know until like X was released that Pearl was even a thing. It was a shot in secret sequel or prequel. Um, so when I saw it in theaters, or saw X in theaters, I ducked out and then found out that there was a trailer for a prequel after the movie, and I was like, no. Um,
My worst
so,
fear.
yeah, my worst fear: missing a a post credit scene. God damn it! But yeah, this one more than lived up to the hype, and definitely made Maxine's expectations even higher, just because you could see just how much Mia Goth could do. I mean, she did plenty in X. I didn't even realize in X that she was playing um, old Pearl until the credits, um, or after I
Yeah.
left the theater and looked on Wikipedia. I was like, "Holy crap!"
That was so creepy.
She was playing two like characters this whole time. So
Yeah, old
yeah,
Pearl
like,
is gross.
so she absolutely killed it in X, but Pearl she took it to another level in her acting. And
Yeah, it was. That's probably like one of the best performances I've seen of her.
yeah, so like Maxine it was always gonna be impossible to live up to what she did in Pearl. Still thought it was a blast, very entertaining. I know Corey was a big Maxine fan as
Yep.
well, but
Not a Maxine fan.
Pearl is certainly tops. Okay, anything else to add about Maxine?
No, I know he couldn't wait. As soon as we saw X, he's like, the next one's gonna be better. And then there's another one after that. He loved his good slasher films.
And we did know to stay after the credits for Pearl to see the
Yep.
teaser for Maxine, even though that was very much a teaser since they
I
hadn't
don't know how
filmed the
you missed
movie
it.
or
We
anything.
always say till after the credits.
I think that was like, well, no, because I didn't stay after the credits for Sinners recently either, and found out there was a second scene of was like, fuck me.
Oh,
How did
when you
this
saw them the first
happen?
time. I was gonna say
Yeah.
we saw them, yeah.
Well, it's like, oh, they had this 10-minute long mid-credit scene. There's not going to be anything else at the end.
Oh, I just
I
always
feel
assumed you
bad
guys
for any
Googled
of
it.
those idiots who left before,
Although
like,
I walked out of the before that second end credit scene the second time I saw the movie. I was like, I know, like what's gonna happen. He's just playing.
yes. Nah, I the second time saw the post-credit scene, and it's short, nice, but nothing in comparison to the mid-credit scene. Um, as we spoil Sinners.
I
Um,
almost, I
We were
almost
gonna
went
have
on
to
like
put
a
in a
whole.
spoiler alert thing.
I almost did like a whole. I almost went on a whole tangent about Sinners, and I was like, wait, we're not talking about Sinners.
we're not talking about 2025. We're talking about 2022.
I
Um,
mean, we should always just be talking about Sinners, though.
So good.
yeah, and we are
Like
we
at
are
work, we
just
talk
we're
about it
diving. We're
often.
going through time right now. We're in a time machine. Um, all right, so all right, we'll pivot to my movie then, which I somehow I didn't notice in the last 2.5 years that this list has been created, that we have two Brad Pitt movies on it. Um, so I have Babylon on mine, Damien Chazelle's follow up to First Man, La La Land, and Whiplash. So this was one I caught. Uh, this was like a real late night showing around the holiday season. Should have known the movie was going to bomb because there's barely anyone there. Uh, Also, I don't know why anyone would go see a 3 hour movie or 3+ hour movie at I think like 11 p.m. But I
Oh
did.
man,
Um,
I'd be sleeping.
yeah, it was 189 minutes. This was a long one, but this was the one that takes place in um,
Oh, yeah.
the 1920s. It's dealing with the transition from silent films to talkies, and it really just covers like a debaucherous time period of like the Roaring '20s, and stars Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, um, Diego, or Calva, Gene Smart, Hovan Adepo, and Lee from Sinners. Um, yeah, more Sinners talk here. But when I first saw it, it was like I thought it like out Wolf of Wall Street in as far as like debauchery and like just insane grossness, like to a degree where I'm like I don't even know if I like it. It's so gross. But the more like I thought about the movie in like the weeks to come, like the more I appreciated it, and the bigger swings that the real big swings that Damien Chazelle took. Like this is a movie that spoiler alert, movie's 3 years old. Um, like Avatar is like in the movie. Um, Doug's pulling his to the well. I guess you have to watch this on YouTube because it's only on YouTube. But if you're not looking at the camera at your screen right now, Doug has his headphones on top of his head versus his ears, so
Are
he
you
can't
done?
hear what I'm talking about.
Did you finish the spoilers?
Um, no, move your headphones for a bit. This is a movie set during the 1920s and 30s that has the Navi from Avatar in it. So like it takes some bold swings showing like the history of movies from when this movie takes place during a pivotal moment in Hollywood up to present day, in a pretty cool montage, which kind of shows just like the love of any movie lover's love of going to the cinema. So it's not this is not for everyone. Doug, you put your headphones back on. Headphones back on. The movie's definitely not for everyone, but for people who love film, it has some incredible set pieces, some strong one takes, a really killer scene with Margot Robbie having to work on a set and really just like give it her all. So probably one of the best performances I've seen from her. And
Absolutely.
oh, you've seen it? I'm not the only one who's seen this movie.
Didn't we see it together?
I saw this one alone in movie theaters.
Oh, well then Corey and I must have seen it.
Did you watch it at home or in theaters? Now I gotta check
You
out
think I
Go
know
them
back.
this?
check out them receipts.
I know
This is
Corey saw
information
it.
I don't know. No, we
Was
we
he?
saw it because I remember if if we're talking about not I don't think I'm giving away the bar scene. That
Yes,
was
that's the scene I'm talking about.
oh my God. No, it was phenomenal. I thought the movie was good. I would probably watch it again, but it's not like something that oh, I'm in the mood to watch this. Like that's a maybe I'll watch it once a year kind of movie. It was
Yeah.
very good, but it wasn't something that like I want to watch over and over again. But it was very enjoyable and the performances were phenomenal.
So Corey's take. So you guys caught it at home. Uh, a few months later. I was not prepared for how bizarre Babylon is. I said, "Did you just finish it?" And he said, "Yeah, just did. I liked it a lot. Super fucking long. The movie was fucking insane." And yes, on all accounts.
Yeah.
And I had said I liked it more after the fact. Stuck with me. So yeah, absolutely crazy movie. But yeah, we're on the same page as far as the scene I was referring to with
Yeah, no,
Margot.
it was because I was never it's not that I'm not a big fan of her. I feel like they cast her too often when that role could go to somebody I think who would do a better job. So I'm not really like the biggest fan of hers, but that scene to me was just really made me really rethink my opinion of her. It
Yeah, I
was
know
just
she got a lot of
so
flack
talented.
within our friend group regarding her accent and everything. I think she was
Yeah,
from New Jersey in the movie, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
I don't
but
remember
had like
that.
a Brooklyn accent. Um, she had her typical like Harley Quinn, like Brooklyn type
Or Wolf of
accent.
Wall Street. Didn't
Wolf
she
of
have like
Wall
a?
Street. She had her Long Island accent.
I think she
Um,
sounds the same all the time. I don't think it's a different accent. It
and
just,
it was fitting for her being this since she was in Wolf of Wall Street. That was her breakout role.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like her Northeast American accent.
yeah,
Versus.
exactly. Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, she was from New Jersey in the movie. Um, but yeah, it seems like Damien Chazelle's out of director jail and will be doing a Evil Knievel movie with Leo next. So he'll be working with the guy from Wolf of Wall Street and Brad Pitt's buddy from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Margot Robbie's pal from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So good for him.
Nice.
All right, Kate, you want to run through your movies?
Hey, that's
are
Kate.
you sure you want me to say all of them? I know
Yeah,
you said not to hold,
go. Just go.
there's a lot.
Just go. Let's hear 'em.
Well, rapid
All
fire.
right. Cha Cha Real Smooth.
I've heard
Didn't
of
see that
it.
one.
I don't know what it is.
So that chick who, I should have written her name down because she's in several of these movies. It was a big year for her,
Okay. Um, I
in
am
my
looking.
opinion.
I am looking the movie up. Dakota
Apple
Johnson.
Dakota
TV.
Johnson.
Okay. Yes.
Um, Spoiler alert.
Madam Web herself.
Spoiler alert with Jim Parsons from Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
Terrifier 2, because of course, Art's my best friend. Something from Tiffany's.
Not sure what that one
Corey thought
is.
this was a waste of
Wait.
time.
Was Jim Parsons also in this Cha Cha Real Smooth, or did I miss a movie?
Oh, no, I was running through the movies. Do you want me to slow down?
Yeah. Slowly hold your horses.
Okay, I'll start over then.
What was the movie you talked about after Cha Cha Real Smooth?
Spoiler alert.
Oh, that was an actual movie.
Oh, that was the movie. I
Oh,
thought the spoiler was that Jim
Oh,
Parsons was in the movie.
I do
oh no,
remember.
that's the name of the movie.
I do
Oh,
remember seeing the
okay.
trailer to that one.
Yeah, it
I
was
was like, oh,
so good.
they must keep Jim Parsons like the download that he's in this Cha Cha Real Smooth movie.
It doesn't
No,
sound like the
no.
type of movie that Jim Parsons would be in.
That's why it's a
He's in a lot of
spoiler.
strange
Like
movies.
he just pops up.
Um,
It's really like a Big Bang Theory
Although Brad
prequel.
Garrett from Everybody Loves Raymond is in it, so I guess any CBS sitcom star could be a part of the film. All right, so spoiler alert. Was your second film
Yes. And then my third film was Terrifier 2.
Terrifier 2, classic. Corey loves it.
Absolutely. I'm one of my favorite movies. I don't watch most of it, so
That
that's why.
that you close your eyes during.
If you ignore the gore and you just watch him be all cute, changing little sunglasses, honking his little horn, he's kind of adorable.
Yes. For those getting to know Kate right now, she was at one point convinced that she could make Art the clown her actual friend, and we were like, "No, he will brutally murder you."
Well, then we
Um,
watched Terrifier 3, and the rule is I have to watch it through once all the way. Um, yeah, no, he would murder me.
yes, yeah, yeah, he
And
would.
I would be like a willing victim. It would be tragic.
I remember like when Corey first told me like your theory, and I was like, "He'd fucking kill Kate,
Yeah, no,
just
it
like
would
everyone else."
it would not it would be really bad. It would be really bad. Um, but what are you gonna do? My next movie is Something from Tiffany's.
Is that in relation to Breakfast?
No, it's got
That's
my girlfriend in it.
Zoe
Amazon.
Zoe Deutsch.
Yeah.
Zoe Deutsch is
So
in it.
it's a
Apologies
romance
to
movie.
Zoe because I probably mispronounced your name 1,000 times on this podcast, but I
Well,
don't do not
her
know what her last
We'll have
mother,
to
name
get
is.
her on the show to get her to
Yeah,
correct.
we need clarification, Zoe. We get on this podcast.
she comes on the podcast. I'm gonna have to marry her. I have no choice. That was the agreement Corey and I had. I got
Five
her, he
years
got the
and
mom.
we almost got 100 we almost got 100 subscribers.
Yeah, this will really like lift Zoe Deutsch's
She's my she's
career.
my she's my favorite actress. If I had to pick one, it would be her.
Yeah.
I think she's phenomenal in
Yeah,
everything she does.
and you and Corey had a interesting what is the what is that called? Hall pass.
Yeah,
An
Yeah.
yeah,
interesting hall pass with that where a mom and
yeah.
daughter
He
is
gets the
involved.
mom, I get the daughter. It worked out well. Um, Next on my
Miss
list was
Miss
Talk
Lorraine
to
Baines
Me,
from Back to the Future.
Back to the
Okay.
Future.
What do you got? Talk to me.
Talk to Me. What a creepy movie.
Technically a 2023 movie, but
Okay,
um,
well, according to Google,
well, it didn't get
I
released in America until 2023, but
okay,
fine.
well,
We'll talk about it in
love Talk to
2022.
Me. Talk to Me is great.
so
Don't watch it
fucking
on an
great.
airplane.
Why? Oh, I forgot about that.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah, I was just like this on the airplane, like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god.
I forgot about that. Um, See How They Run.
Not sure on that
See
one.
how they run. Why does that sound
I thought
familiar?
this was gonna be like a big movie. Like I
I was.
remember saying to Corey, "This is
This
gonna
was the
be
Sam
huge."
Rockwell one, right?
Yes,
And
and
Saoirse Ronan.
yeah,
Hmm.
Corey refused to be in the room when I watched it.
Damn.
Looks like he's a detective
What
of some
again? What
sort.
it kind of had Wes Anderson looking vibes to it.
Yeah, but also kind of like Death on the Nile and like Glass Onion. It felt
Oh,
like
so
the
like everything
perfect
Corey hates,
and everything that I love
Other
in
than
a good
Glass
movie.
Onion.
I watch Glass Onion at least twice a month. I love that movie. Um, The Invitation. If you're a vampire fan, it's a fantastic movie.
Well, that one looked real bad.
I don't
That's
think
the
I
one
saw
with
this.
the girl from Game of
Oh
Thrones, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
was phenomenal. And that guy, I probably should have.
the guy from that thing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Thomas Doherty. Doherty.
this is where we need JP to have like his have Google ready to go.
I have
Oh,
it
he was
open.
always so
Thomas
fast.
Doherty.
Thomas
No, not
Doherty.
him. Hugh
Hugh
Skinner.
Skinner.
None of these
Yeah,
actors are like names other
They're
than
he was in
Natalie
Mamma
Manuel.
Mia. He was in Fleabag.
oh
Mamma Mia, here
Fleabag.
we
You
go
like that show,
again.
Murph?
Fleabag's a good show, but I don't know the guy's name.
Oh, well, anyway, so
Oh,
that movie was, I don't care what the tomatoes say. It was a fantastic movie. I'm a big vampire fan, so, and it's mysterious. Um,
okay.
it's also a big reason why I think that I'll be kidnapped because somebody would give me an invitation to leave the country and I would say, "Okay, that sounds legit." And then you'd never hear from me again.
Yep. Off to the sweatshop.
Um, the next movie is The Blackening. Corey loved this movie. Um, did either of you see this?
Yes, I
I
believe
remember
I
thinking it
saw
looked
it
funny.
on Juneteenth.
Yeah,
In spirit of the movie.
it was just outrageously funny.
It was very fun.
So that one was good. The Estate. Oh my God, what was that one about? I put it on my list so you think I would know what it is.
You would think.
I watch too many movies. Oh,
It
The
was
Estate. Okay, so this one's with Anna Faris, and they are trying to convince their aunt to give them their inheritance.
The 2022 film.
buried the lead. David Duchovny's in this movie, and Tony Collette.
I only watch movies that have really good actors and actresses. They just don't do well to audiences, apparently.
Thomas Hayden Church. It's got like a pretty
No,
decent
we're
cast.
doing 2022.
Yeah, this is the 2022
Yeah, no, we're
movie.
good. I thought it was a botched pick again, but either way, we would allow it. But I fucked up.
But yeah,
So this
good
was just
cast
it
on
was
this one.
a good fun watch. My next movie was Causeway with Jennifer Lawrence and the guy
That's
from that
yeah,
show
that's a really good
with
one.
Childish Gambino.
Yeah, we were just talking about him before for Bullet Train. And now
Brian
naturally Brian
Tyree
Tyree.
Henry.
Yeah, Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
Corey
also is
really
great.
liked that one.
He deserved his Oscar nomination, and I
Yeah, I
think
mean the
she probably
performances
should have
were
gotten one too.
it was good. Next on my list is Am I Okay, which is another Dakota Johnson movie.
Well, yes, because it was a
What I
big
really
year.
like about her is she's just out there acting like pretending to understand what it's like to be somebody living in the real world and our struggles. And she just does it in a really fun way.
What's Am I
Hmm.
Okay? Is the name of the film? The name of the
Hmm.
film?
Yes, it's a 2022 romance comedy
Gotcha.
starring Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, it was a big year for her. I think there's like two more movies on this list with her in it.
A
Jeez.
big year for her in the amount of movies that came out, not necessarily.
Not the movies that were successful
Well, I found it
that
to
people
be.
are even aware exist.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'll encourage people to say, you know what? Let me give her another chance.
Although I did hear the movie Cha Cha Real Smooth, so I know that one at least exists.
It was a
Um,
Oscar nominee or something, wasn't it?
Won the audience award at the Sundance Film Festival.
See, I have good taste in movies. I tell you this all the time.
Well, your last movie, not Causeway, The Estate, has a whopping 32% on Rotten Tomatoes. So
Okay, well,
the
watch
jury
The
is
Big
still the
Wedding.
jury is still out.
Okay, and I will argue, watch The Big Wedding, which has 3 tomatoes, all-star cast, amazing movie, and it
This
has
is
3 tomatoes.
this is not a
I the
2022 film, correct?
I need to be no, it's not. I need to be a tomato person because they're wrong. But anyway, on to my next movie is Where the Crawdads Sing.
Aha, yes. Daisy
That was a
Edgar
big
Jones.
Um,
movie for Murph and the draft, if I
It,
remember
it
correctly.
was. It
I think the
was.
movie was good. I think that if they were true to the book, it would have been better. But that is how the world goes.
Didn't Taylor Swift have
Um,
some sort of involvement with this movie?
yeah,
She had a
she
song.
sang for it. Next on my list is oh, we should have put this on Corey's list, Barbarian.
Well, he picked it, so
Oh, good. Um, so that was on there, and then next was A Man Called Otto.
Still haven't
Yeah,
seen
Tom
that one.
Hanks. That was a good
Fucking
one.
love Tom Hanks, and he's got a cat. Like,
He does have a cat in the movie.
it's fantastic.
Then you have
Um,
Barbarian, awesome. Zach
yeah.
Kreger killed it. Doug was on board
First
that one
half.
before any of us were, even though then he probably liked it the least out of all of us. Irony.
Yeah, it was good until the reveal, and then I was like, I don't know how I feel about the reveal.
Yeah, that was a lot to take in. It's not really what
I
you were
was
expecting.
so in up until the reveal, and then I was like, wait, what?
I dug that. It
Um,
was fucking weird and gross.
very gross.
It
Oof.
was very weird.
Next on my list, which I actually talked about recently, another Dakota Johnson movie
Oh, all right.
is
Big year for
Pers
Dakota.
is Persuasion.
What are these movies?
What do you mean? What they're good movies?
Are there? I these Dakota Johnson movies. What are they? Is what
Oh wow, Cosmo Jarvis is in it from Shogun.
means nothing to me, but okay.
Once
He's the lead
again,
in Shogun.
Gotcha.
I pick good movies. It's a Jane Austen book. We literally
Um,
just talked about this when we walked out of the
30,
theater
31 on
watching Pride and
Rotten,
Prejudice.
31 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, tomatoes mean nothing. Bullet Train
Well,
has
how is it
37
possible
tomatoes.
in the cast it says Jane Austen? How is that possible?
Maybe somebody named their daughter
That's
Jane
a
Austen.
mistake, I want to say.
It's like
Anyway, it's
they
a Jane Austen
CGI brought
book.
her to back. AI brought her back.
You never know what they're doing with all that AI these days.
Yeah,
It was
that's
actually
crazy.
it was a really well done movie. Um, it's a little sad, but it has a really good ending. Like I said, big year for Dakota Johnson. I thought she blew it out of the park this year. Next on my list was The Menu.
That was
No,
fun.
the Menu's a good movie. I'm just laughing at Dakota Johnson and just wishing Madam Web was part of the year as well.
I know.
But she kicked off 2024 or 2023
That
with
was
Madam Web.
3. Yeah.
I didn't put that on my list. That movie was not good.
But yes, the Menu
Um,
was awesome. All star cast. Well, Ray Fiennes, Anya Taylor Joy, Nicholas Hoult,
yeah.
a ton of
Like
great actors.
John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo. Yep.
Yeah, no, it was just the whole movie was just really well
Uh,
done. This is actually where we
Shout
found I'll talk about this when we get to the next year, but that one movie that you guys said, where'd Corey find this strange movie? We actually found it from the if you like this, you may also like this movie. And that's
Yes,
where we
because
got it from.
you're a slave to the algorithm.
It rules my life and it has not steered me wrong. So,
I doubt that, but
well, I mean, it could be, but I don't know any better.
All
So,
right. Is that
I'll live
it?
my
Does that
life.
wrap up your list?
No, are you kidding me? We're not even close. Then I
Okay.
had Pearl, which we already knew about.
This was after the Menu was Pearl.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Glass Onion, which I've announced a million times. It's obviously a
Benoit
big
Blanc.
movie for me. I love Daniel Craig in anything.
yeah,
And I like
that's
I
Murph's
love a good
definitive
murder mystery.
performance of Daniel Craig.
I did reflect on that after. I was like, I didn't get enough sleep the night before. He's always gonna be James Bond. But then
I was like, you're like on crazy pills right now.
Did you see
You
the
were like,
trailer for
there are so
Queer?
many episodes we record where I'm like, I did not sleep enough in advance for this episode, and I am saying some wild things,
This is why sleep's
um,
important.
including our summer box office draft.
yeah, it was that he would be known. Daniel Craig would go down as being known more for Benoit Blanc than James Bond.
You will by Netflix users, maybe.
Well, no, you have to see because that movie Queer, I don't know if it's out yet. Like, I think that's going to be like a big defining thing for him.
It came out last year.
Wait, that came out already? God damn it, why didn't
Yeah,
anybody tell me this?
nobody
I've
went
been
and
waiting
saw
for
it,
somebody to be like, "Do you want to see this? It's
and
in
it didn't
theaters."
get nominated for like any awards. And yeah, it's not as well. I think he got some nominations, but not any like
Yeah.
major
Okay, so
ones.
this is how these movies end up on my list. Okay.
But yes,
Um,
Knives Out is still massively huge for Daniel Craig. They shouldn't have
love
taken
that movie.
they should have done the Netflix deal. That was stupid. These movies should be put out in theaters, and hopefully that's what'll happen after the third one.
There was a lot of money, so
Yeah, well, they got their
that's
money now, so now they can pivot back to working with traditional studios after the third one, since it was a two film deal. All right, what's after Knives Out?
The Bubble.
That okay. I didn't watch this one. It's the only Judd Apatow movie I've not seen. The trailer
Um,
looked pretty bad, and I know its Rotten Tomatoes score is
it was
obscenely
so
low.
much it was so much fun. I definitely recommend watching it.
It
I
or a
had a really
20
good time.
and a 30 from audiences.
I
Um,
had a really good time with this movie.
I remember
Um,
it. I didn't see it either.
yeah, Corey was not, he was like, we don't need to keep watching
it
this,
was
but we
the
watched it through.
yeah that was the was what's going on with Judd Apatow? What's he doing? Like, why is he making this movie after like everything he'd done prior? It just didn't
Yeah.
make sense among his filmography.
I
But
thought it was fun. You know, it's about COVID and trying to make a movie during COVID and living in a bubble. Corey got up at some point, I think in the very start of the movie, and then he just kind of wandered off. He had no interest in it, but I thought it was really fun. Um, Next on my list is
darling,
Don't Worry Me, Darling.
you just added a word to the title.
Oh, what is it called?
Don't worry, darling.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Yeah,
Oh, it
After all
sounds
this,
better my way.
after all the amount of time this movie was in the media, it'll be a while. Harry Styles drama and Florence Pugh drama. Yes.
You know I just rename things. It doesn't matter to me. Next on my list is People We Hate at the Wedding with Kristen Bell.
Never
huh.
heard of it.
I've never heard of
Once
it
again,
either.
it's got a big cast.
You're saying this is a streaming movie?
Of course it
It,
is.
yeah, Prime, Amazon Prime. Um,
Okay, so it's probably not that great. 'Cause
It
streaming
is
movies
good.
typically aren't that good. 32 on Rotten Tomatoes. Um,
the poster says "save the date" and then it crosses out date and writes "hate." Save the hate.
it's clever. Uh,
It was really good.
Not really.
Watch it and just change your opinion.
all right.
What do you got next?
Next is Fresh.
That was a very good movie.
I didn't see Fresh.
I double Daisy Edgar Jones on your list for the year after Where the Crawdads Sing.
Yeah, she was really good in this.
Dude,
Um,
Doug, watch Fresh. Go in, try not to know anything about the movie.
I already
it
know
was
too much about it.
Okay.
it was very
I
good.
mean, I knew too much about it all like before I watched it, and it didn't matter. It was still really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome Sebastian Stan performance.
Next on my list is I Want You Back with Charlie Day and Jenna whatchamacallit, who was with that Chris.
Jenny Slate.
Yep.
Yes, this is actually on my watch list.
It was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. Corey and I really enjoyed it. He wanted to watch it because he, just loved Charlie Day. And I think we were like waiting for It's Always Sunny to finally come back. So he had to get his fix.
There you go.
Next on my list was Marry Me, which we saw in theaters. That was just fun.
When you say we,
With
you mean you and Corey, because we did
No,
not.
you didn't see that
We
with us?
no.
I always assume that you're with us
We
at the
joke.
movies.
We joked about going to see it with you guys, like everyone, but we didn't actually do it.
I don't even know
Um,
anymore.
it came out around the same time Jackass Forever came out.
I wasn't seeing that. After that is Book of Love
I did draft
with
"Marry Me" in that draft that I won. So thank you, marry me. What was it? The Book of Love.
Yeah, Book of Love.
It's just
Book
Book
And
of
it's
Love.
with that guy from the Hunger Games movie. He's Finnick.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. That doesn't help anyone listening, but Sam something.
Um,
Sam
Uh,
yeah,
Claflin? Claflin?
yes.
I don't know how
Yes.
to say his
So
name,
it's
but I
about
see a
him
picture of
and
him.
this book that he writes, and he has to get it translated to another country. And she kind of rewrites the book and makes it better.
okay.
So they fall in love, and it's just really cute. It's another little romance.
I like how this mini
Um,
episode is turning into an hour.
you told me I had no limit. I'm not done
I
yet.
thought I know you're not. I thought it would be similar to the amount of movies that you threw out with
No, Corey told
from
me I had a
1980
limit.
to
I told
2021.
you. He told me I had a limit, so I assumed that there was a limit.
Okay. All right.
I'm almost done.
Keep
Enola
going.
Holmes 2.
Don't no spoilers. I haven't seen it yet. I only saw the first
No,
one.
So Corey had a few drinks when we put it on and we watched it and I said, I can't believe how great that was. We should watch the first one again. He goes, good, we have to, because I have no idea what we just watched because I totally forgot the first movie.
I thought the first
Um,
one was the charming film.
yeah, it was really good. I really liked it. Um, Next on my list is Mr. Hannigan's Phone. It's a horror film. Um,
Mr. Hannigan.
yeah, or Mr.
Harrigan. Harrigan.
Harrigan's
Mr.
Phone.
Harrigan's phone.
It's based on a Stephen
Um,
King book.
it
Okay.
was creepy. Like, it
Mike
was good.
Flanagan involved.
I don't know. I'm not Googling any of that. I'm just giving the names.
He's
It
not.
does not. I don't see Mike Flanagan's name at all.
It's the director of The Founder, which JP's a big fan of, and
Donald Sutherland is in this.
Saving Mr. Banks and Bucky Lovers.
R.I.P.
Yep. Okay, so we got Mr. Harrigan's phone.
Next on the list is, oh, I already said this, Death on the Nile. I just like those style movies.
I
Um,
liked it more than the first one.
Corey wasn't a fan.
Thought it was
Yeah, because
horrible.
he wasn't a fan because he picked it so high in the draft and it did poorly.
Oh,
I mean, he
I
might
guess,
not have liked the movie to begin with, but he definitely wasn't happy with how it performed in the draft.
yeah. No, he wasn't, he didn't want to watch it again after we watched it. And I was like, oh, we should watch this again. He was like, no. Next on my list is The Wonder with Florence Pugh. Um, this was a really tough watch. So she's a nurse and she's caring or she's observing this young girl who has not eaten or had anything to drink for like 4 months and she's still living.
Okay.
It's based on a true story and it's just her witnessing this. It's actually really tragic. Um, like if you're looking for a really good cry, definitely watch The Wonder. The performances are outrageous. Um, and it's can you not? It's a good watch. Um, and then last on my list, Corey favorite, Violent Night.
A,
I forgot
hol-
about that movie.
a holiday film. Um, so that checks out. As we pivot to 2023 in a little bit for
Yeah.
Corey's pick. But yeah, he did love his non-traditional holiday films.
Well, imagine that every day that your Christmas tree is up, you are required to watch a Christmas movie.
Don't want to have to imagine that.
Yeah, yeah. So he found ways to improve
To
it.
skirt around
Yeah.
the obligation. Smart man.
And it was things I enjoyed. I mean, we watched Christmas Vacation. It's not a good movie, but
Yeah, it's okay.
It's entertaining.
All right.
all right.
So, damn, that wraps up 2022. So yeah, definitely it takes a lot longer when we talk about each of your movies versus just looking up their scores and wondering what the hell they are. But no, this is all good. No problem going over all of them. But yeah, this was the last year where we have Corey's official pick, which was Bullet Train for 2023 and 2024, which we'll get to in separate segments. We picked the movie that we felt was most appropriate for Corey, something that we felt he would have talked about. And then we will include our own along with, and Kate will continue giving her non-traditional picks that don't quite make it to the mainstream. But yeah, these aren't necessarily our favorite films of the year, but ones that we just didn't really talk about, but we felt was worth touching upon.